Yeah, I used to want to rap when I got older.
I'll miss every. I didn't turn this in accidentally, but I did. It's not really.
I don't know what that is.
Sugar.
That is late. It was due yesterday.
I know.
I said it 5 times and put it on the board.
Put it
No.
on the board.
No, Dalen.
I did do it.
It's late.
What's like?
Alright, so the learning target for the unit, and make sure you write unit out front of it. Do not put it below all the others. Put it on top. Because you're real close to getting a 0 on it. Now sit down. Alright, I can use my exponent skills to factor a polynomial. So that's what I want you to be able to do by the end of the unit. Any polynomial, I want you to be able to factor it. Bless you. Now our learning target for today says I can determine the GCF, and what does GCF stand for? Fantastic. Of a polynomial and factor like a ninja. So our unit is on factoring ninjas, and that's what we're going to be able to become. This is day 1 of our training. Factoring ninjas. Oh, we have all kinds of ninjas. Today they're Easter ninjas. Monday there'll be something new.
Oh no.
Alright, so what is a greatest common factor?
The greatest common, a number that you could divide it by.
Now, is the greatest common factor of just one number or of multiple numbers? It has to be multiple, because if it's just one number, that's just a number that divides into it. That's just a factor. So the greatest common factor, we have to have more than one number. So on our what is it side, we're going to write that it's the biggest number that goes into 2 or more numbers. And we have to divide. Divide, divide, divide. Do we agree so far? Lovely. Cheney, stop.
That song is fire.
I understand, honey, but stop.
You know that song?
I honestly don't know what he's saying, because over here it sounds like. That's what it sounds like over here.
I love that song.
Alright, so to work out your problems, you have 3 steps. Step 1 is you have to find the GCF of the coefficients. So So looking at example 1, what do you think the greatest common factor of our coefficients is? What's the biggest number that goes into both of those?
4.
Why?
Because 4 goes into 4 and 2.
Fantastic. Take a point. 4 goes into both 4 and 24. It is the biggest number, so we have to pick the biggest. Now, step 2. We've got to deal with our exponents now. Now, to do your exponents, you have to figure out what they have in common. We have x to the 4th and we have x cubed. Now, how many x's do they have in common?
7.
This one has 4. This one has 3. They have 3. Why do you think they have 3? The lowest one is 3. And if I have 4 x's, and then I have 3 x's, how many do they have in common? 1, 2, 3. That's okay.
Yes, I did.
Alright, so 3 is take the lowest exponent. Of the variables. What am I waiting on?
I thought you said 3 is to take the, and I forgot that I skipped that.
I said 3 and not 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got excited. Alright, so after you find the greatest common factor, after you take the lowest variable, the last step is divide. And when we divide like bases, what do we do to the exponents? Subtract the exponents. So write subtract exponents in parentheses. Are we ready to practice, or do y'all need another minute to color? So, when you're taking your greatest common factor, what we're doing with factoring is we're going backwards. So last week, I would give you a problem that looked like this, and what would we do? We would distribute and we would multiply everything, right? So this week, we're going backwards. We're going from this to make it look like this. Does everybody understand? So we're trying to get the beginning product of what we had last week. So for example 1, we said that our greatest common factor was what? 4. So we would write 4. Then we take our lowest exponent. What's smaller, 4 or 3? So we write x cubed. Now we put parentheses. We have our greatest common factor. We've taken the lowest exponent. Our last step is to divide. So we divide both terms by our GCF. This number that we got right here, we divide both of those by it. So we have 4 divided by 4, and what do we get? So we don't have to write anything. And it says subtract the exponents. So what's 4 minus 3? So you get x. Plus, and why do I write a plus? Because it's positive, right? And this is plus in the problem. Alright, now we do 24 divided by 4, and we get, and then 3 minus 3 is, so we don't have an x there. It's 0. That's all you do. I know. Not
Hey, I have
really.
a question.
Yes.
Wasn't the second problem for the lowest one, like when you're dividing it, it'll just always have no x because it's always going to be the subtracted by itself, the same number.
Yes. Alright, so let's look at example 2 and work out that one together. Now, first we have to find the greatest common factor of 8 and 6. What's the greatest common factor? 2. That's the biggest number. So everybody write 2. Now we have 2 variables. So we need to take the lowest exponent of both of those variables. So let's look at our A. What's smaller, 2 or 1? It's just A, 1 smaller. And then with B, what's smaller, 2 or 1? So you just take B.
So it'd be 2AB parentheses,
And then we factor it out.
2AB.
Now, are we going to have a minus inside this time or a plus? A minus, because there's a minus in the problem. Now, what's 8 divided by 2?
8 minus 4.
Okay, what's 2 minus 1?
Wait, 2 minus
Wait,
1.
I'm sorry. I was doing the next one.
Is 1. And then your b's cancel. Is everybody with me? Does everybody see why the b's cancel? Because 1 minus 1 is 0, so they go away. Alright, now we do 6 divided by 2 and we get?
3.
And then now 1 minus 1 is 0, so the a's cancel. 2 minus 1 is?
1. 4 and... Oh, this is not that bad.
Can you try example 3 without me? Okay. He shouldn't be leaning back in my brand new chairs.
Wait.
Alright, are we done? Does anybody need another minute? Not real sure what we're saying.
What is the bunny have in his hand?
Eggs.
That's why it looks like waffles.
Alright, what is the biggest number that goes into both 6 and 10? 2. Alright, what's your lowest exponent?
4.
Alright, what's 6 divided by 2?
3.
What's 9 minus 4?
5.
What's 10 divided by 2?
5.
And what's 4 minus 4?
0.
Fantastic. Who got it right?
Woo!
Did anybody's whole table get it right?
Yes.
Take 2 points.
Guys.
Yeah. Since we didn't, you do. It's kind of annoying.
I just can't remember.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But you can go over today because you didn't get points yesterday since I was out. Alright, let's turn it over. Are we ready? Can you try this next one without me too? Alright, this is going to be example 4. Yes. Alright, I got 9jk squared times 3jk minus 4. Alright. Una más. I really can't concentrate with you constantly talking. Thanks, love you. Would you do anything different just because they're 3? No, you still do the same thing. You find the greatest common factor of all 3 coefficients. Then you take the lowest exponent. Whoa. Okay, so we have 5a squared b, okay? And then what's the first term?
5 squared b4.
To the 4th. All right, what's your second term? Yay! 2 points if your whole table got it right. Uno más, their homework.
Miss Alexander?
Yes.
Hey, Melody Haney just checked in, but she's got to go put her flag stuff up, so she's not going to be there, but she did just check in.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.